What's up, everyone? We are going to be running through the Boris Banko guides. So if you guys have not seen them, they are on the Ultimate Golf Facebook group. This is for the semifinal round. I'm going to break these up into 3 whole segments. If you guys haven't seen the guides, here's basically a rundown of what they look like. So you'll see that he sets up the positioning for the fairway so you can do it time and time again, get it to the same distances, have these wind charts for each and every club type. You'll see like a target yardage to try to get the ball to stop. And then over here, you'll see approach, Bigfoot 9, Bigfoot 10, and it'll just walk out exactly what spins to apply, how far to be from the pin, how many rings to go, and all of that. So very straightforward guides. If you guys haven't seen them, go to the Ultimate Golf Facebook group and you can get them for free. So what we are going to do is run through these guides, and you can see I'm just kind of setting up exactly very similar to what you see near that shadow. And then other than that, the only thing we're going to do is 1 per ring. So 4 mile per hour wind, 4 rings. So very straightforward, easy, and like I mentioned, we are looking for target 263 for this hole. So that's what you're looking for off the tee. And that's 261, a little bit short. So what does that mean? A little bit short. It might just overplay a little bit. So 4.1 for Bigfoot 10 is saying 3.17. And then we might just go just a little bit beyond that because we are a little bit farther. But here you're going to see my setup. We're going to set up right on the hole just like that. And then one of the other things that I have is this accessibility zoom. Just make sure that your wind, you can look at the bottom line and it's very aligned dead straight. And that's more or less what we're looking for. So I've been doing it just like he does, just to make sure that we're on the same scale. And then for this last ring, 317. It's just inside, and I might just go just 1 tick mark past 3.2 rings. Somewhere right in here, just based on the fact that we are a little bit shorter off the tee. So let's give this a go. Here you can see it's coming straight in and right into the cup. So it just kind of gives you a nice outline. You're going to be able to really hone in on a lot of these holes with his setups. So that's one of the keys to using this. So if you have not seen these yet, go to the Ultimate Golf Facebook group and we will be able to really hone in on these. And if you don't have the confidence right off the bat, just utilize a little bit of practice. So having that practice ability, you can see over here to the left, that's going to make it that much easier for you guys. Just to save on time, I'm not going to use the practice. However, I highly recommend that you guys do, as it's just going to make it that much easier for you. So here you can see we're going to use a Orion 10 for this shot. And as mentioned in the Boris guide, we are going to use just shy of 7 on the backspin. So it's going to look just a little tad short of 7 backspin. Taking off some of this backspin is going to make it roll out a little bit better. Just a little bit better. You'll see these wind angle tweaks. What direction is the wind pointed? So one of the things that you'll do is you'll use your background, and just off the side of the house looks a little bit more like a red angle tweak. So my wind is pointed a little bit more red. So what does the note say with the red arrow? You're going to set up just a tad bit to the right edge of the cup. So that's what we're going to do for this one. Is we're going to set up just a tad bit to the right. And these tweaks are going to just help you hone in on the hole that much more. And this is similar to the way that he has the positioning set up on his guide. And then you'll see I have a 4-0 wind. It's calling for 7.45 rings. And like I mentioned, we're going to use this accessibility. This is in your Android settings. iOS has a similar, and what you'll want to do is you'll just want to make sure that that arrow is pointed very, very straight in direction. And using the bottom 2 lines. So I'm not using the top. You can see my red's just a little offset. We're going to make sure that those yellow lines are perfect. And as I mentioned here, it was what, 745? Is that the adjustment? So we're going to aim like this. You can see ball guide through the hole with 6.75 rings. On the 10 here. This seems like it might just be a little bit deep, so I'm wondering if he shot his with a Orion 9, because this feels just a little bit too. So I'm just going to kind of shift mine to look very similar with the second bounce. So I think the second bounce is a little bit better indicator. I'm pretty sure he played this with Orion 9, so I'm just going to kind of make my ball guide look like his a little bit more. So if you guys want to go back and check and just kind of look at the setup of the second bounce, that's more or less what I'm trying to do here, just to make sure that my depth rolls out better. And right here, so let's try it right here. And here you can see I'm just kind of straightening up that yellow line. And we're right around here. And as we mentioned, 745. I should have used that last. I should have used my last tick mark just a little bit better. So you can see I'm kind of guesstimating 745 instead of being exact. Let's just go right here, see what that looks like. Hopefully I didn't over pull. So for that last bullseye, you'll probably want to hone in. Oh, so you can see we are right over the edge of the cup. It's just one tick mark too far. But you can see all over that thing, you're going to be able to put up low, low scores on your tiebreakers, on your semifinal rounds here. These guides are really going to hone in and show you exactly what you need to be doing for these holes. And let's just keep going. We will go to hole 3 of the semifinals. Play it very similar to what you see. And it says 3 backspin. This is what Boris used on the tee shot. We're just going to position this second hop right into this shadowy arrow right here. Other than that, we're just going to go wind rings. So right around here for the ring adjustment. Let's pull this down. It says our target yardage for this is 269. So always pay attention to that within relation to what your rollout is. It's going to lead to more consistent results. That's 269.5. Very, very similar. And for the second shot, he mentions Hellfire. So let's go back, switch to our Hellfire here. And here you can see we went just a little bit under on the wind. 6 backspin, 2.5 right. Just make sure that your spin spots look very similar to what his do. Very important to get the alignment. It's right around there. Just pull up just a tad bit on this one. You can do these independent. You can touch backspin and then side spin independently. For this hole we have Hellfire 6, which is a little bit out of scope here, but we should be able to figure things out. We're looking for positioning to be maybe a couple rings short, similar to this. We are looking maybe right around here for a setup. So let's just give that a go. Let's see what it looks like hot-wise. It looks like it's going to get to the hole, which is what we want. And I'm just going to estimate that 3.4 wind is going to be roughly, I'd say 0.4 rings or so less than what his mentions. I'm thinking right around 2 with a ring adjustment. That looks pretty good for straightment with the alignment. And like I mentioned, I'm thinking right around 2, maybe just inside 2 rings. So we're just going to pull down. And let's see how that goes. If you go just a little bit off the chart, you'll have to just kind of figure it out a little bit on your own. And as you can see, my positioning, not necessarily the perfect setup, but all in all, right around 2 rings for that 3-4 was pretty spot on, it looked like, and just needed to kind of change my original alignment just slightly. I'm going to break these up into 3-hole sets. So best of luck on that 3-hole sequence that you just played. Hopefully you guys can get those drops. I'll be splitting this up into 6 sets of 3, so look for part 2 coming up. Best of luck. See you guys on the next one.